Well, it's official. Diddy has been sentenced. The government shutdown's still going on. Where's my EBT? A federal judge in New York allows 45,000 gallons of radioactive water to be released into the Hudson River. We got all that to talk about and more. So let's get right into it, man. All right, how y'all like that intro? I'm telling you right now, the YouTuber Days, if he ever comes after me for using his intro, first off, I don't care. You should be sentenced to prison time instead of Diddy, because Diddy's an innocent man. I don't care, bro. It's mine. I'm taking the intro. I'm stealing the intro from the dude. I don't care. Diddy got sentenced to 4 years. No, 50 months. Don't forget the 2 months. Every day of that sentence, we will be protesting this. Hopefully he gets released before the sentence ends. Diddy's an innocent man. He's a great man. He paid me well for my services. What I did for Diddy, I won't talk about it, but let's just say I had a lot of money for a 13-year-old. Okay, I was walking around with a lot of cash in my pocket, and Diddy made me a very happy man. Okay, it was a fair trade of goods. Diddy's a good man. He's a great guy. No, I feel like 4 years is a bit light. You know, maybe they could have took into account, like, you know, him being women and stuff instead of just, you know, him renting females, I guess, even though it seems like he was doing a whole lot more than that. But whatever. I mean, at least he got some time. This is like an O.J. Simpson type of thing, but at least he got a little bit of time. Also, the juice didn't do anything wrong, so I can't even... I need to quit bringing that up. I brought it up recently, and I'm going to get in trouble because the juice, he's gone now. Rest in peace, the juice. What if he did it? You know, and he wrote that great book, so we would know if he did it. We know what he would have done. So, and he didn't... That's not what happened. So, therefore, he's an innocent man. Okay, just like how Diddy... no, he's not an innocent man. That man is a freak, bro. He's guilty of something. He's guilty of hoarding all that damn baby oil. He had tons of baby oil. I'm not even kidding. He had more lubricant than like a factory, man. And factories got a lot of lubricant to keep the machines moving. And he was moving his machine, but he wasn't making nothing because it was all going in dudes. So it wasn't making nothing. You know what I mean? It wasn't productive. No babies were being made. This was just straight up machinery upon another man's machinery. That's what it was, because Diddy ran a factory. He ran a milking factory, okay? Because rumor has it he owns cows or something. I don't know. I got to clear it up so I don't get in trouble with Daddy YouTube. But, like, you know, he owned cows. That's what he was using all the lubricant for or whatever. Yeah, he had a factory of young getting milked. Quite frankly, I'm going to have to cut that up, so it's going to be a bit hard to understand, but use your imagination. 4 years is a bit light for that, but you know what? At least we got some justice out of this. He had a hell of a lawyer, probably. You know what I mean? Diddy is quite literally a billionaire. You know, life moves on, okay? We see an innocent man, you know, we see it all the time at this point, to be honest with you. But life moves on, and we got to talk about other topics. The government shutdown is still happening. I've yet to receive my EBT this month. You know, what am I going to feed my kids, bro? Seriously, I got them out there eating grass. That's what they're currently eating. Is that what the Donald Trump administration wants them to do? I have my kids out there eating grass because, well, I'm not going to go a week without my grass. You know what I mean? My ganja. You know what I mean? My good feeling leaf. I'm not going a week without that. So I'm still going to buy, you know, my eighth of my good stuff. I still gotta buy that, so the kids are gonna have to eat grass for a couple weeks. I need my EBT. It's not cutting into my fucking weed money. The kids are yearning for some Reese cups and Gushers, man. I love taking my whole EBT check and buying Gushers. That's what I do with it. That's a shame. Hopefully the government gets up and running again. I'll tell you what, the government done failed New York City. 45,000 gallons. At a grocery store, there's probably like 400 gallons of milk. Okay, so imagine like 1,000 grocery stores, you know, gallons of milk, but instead it's radioactive waste, shit that can turn someone into the Incredible Hulk, being released into the Hudson River. The one that runs through downtown New York. They're going to fill that river up with 45,000 gallons. Shit that turned Bruce Wayne or whatever into the Incredible Hulk. I don't know this. Bruce something, I don't know. It may have turned Bruce Jenner into Caitlyn. Who knows? Caitlyn Jenner's hot as though. Let's be honest, bro. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. You know, they're worried about water making the frogs gay. This water gonna make the frogs have fucking superpowers. The damn frog's gonna start rabbits. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna grow big as hell, and they're gonna start small dogs. I don't know about this radioactive waste being released into one of the biggest rivers in the United States. Maybe we shouldn't have 45,000. Do we want the fish to start... In Angry Grandpa, the fish having that big old fucking schmear on them was like a joke, right? Fish don't actually have that large of an appendage, or whatever you want to call it, okay? But that's gonna start happening. Fish gonna start slanging, you know what I mean? Your wife's gonna go down to the Hudson River bank, or whatever it's called, and she gonna see one of these fish, and she gonna think, damn, you know, he's ugly in the face, but low-key, he's bigger than my boyfriend. This is terrible. And this is a federal judge. This is somebody appointed by the government. This is not New York's decision. You know what I mean? The government is saying, yeah, New York will be all right. You know what I mean? But what do those guys know? You know what I mean? They're always talking about, oh, I'm walking in, you know, a little bit of radioactive waste in the Hudson never hurt nobody. No, that's not how they're going to react. Okay, that's not what they want. You know what I mean? They don't want radioactive water in the river, but you know what? What do they know? The federal government said so. So therefore, we got to listen. Essentially, Trump said, you know, I used to live in New York. Yeah, I walked a little there. I walked a little there. And I never went in that river. Put a little bit of waste in there. What's it going to do? You know what I mean? Make sure my bagel gets enough cream cheese on it. Let's call it poop. Let me get some poop on my bagel and put a little bit of waste in my river. They don't want waste in the river. That is terrible news for New York. That is absolutely insane. Anyways, free Diddy, man. You know, judges are just making terrible decisions as of late. Terrible, terrible, terrible injustices are happening on the regular, and I just stole that, man! Oh my god! Are you kidding me? Dude, oh my god, that dude has to be so mad, bro. Oh, please, I do not need 3 red coins, or 3 red shells. That was so useless for me to get. Oh man, that just lost me the race because they didn't give me an actual item, man. That is disappointing. Yeah, and now what is that? What is that? They just handed me radioactive waste. Everybody's getting useless shit. God, man, I would have rather had cancer than get that, you know, assortment of items. That was useless. Who is naming themselves Daddy on Nintendo? What? Can we be for real? Bobby Altov or whatever is the most useless human being potentially ever. And I hope this message gets to her. She is deplorable. She might be one of the worst human beings of all time. And the people that are like backing her to enable her to do this, like Drake, think she's awesome. Even the people that are backing her and thinking that like she's funny, I've never seen one Bobby Altov clip that's funny. She's probably gonna have this video taken down. I'm sure she has, like, she's probably the most insecure person on the internet because nobody thinks she's talented except for these huge media people that see. What do you guys see in her, man? Like, dude, my left has more talent than this girl. Woman! This is a woman I'm talking about. This is like a 30-year-old woman. And she's on a live stream, or she's on, yeah, I think it's a live stream with Drake. And she's like, oh, what do you see in me, Drake? And he says, okay, the British Broadcasting Channel lover. That's the best thing the guy that's backing you has to say about you. Get her the f*** out of my Instagram feed. I never want to see another clip of hers. 30-year-old woman leaves her husband that she has 2 kids with. Keep in mind, this is a mother going on a live stream and being called a British Broadcasting Channel lover by the biggest artist in the world. A mother of 2, bruh. Imagine her kids. They gotta change their last name, man. It's disgusting. Divorces her husband, hardworking guy, and then is literally just like a professional WHO. You finished the last letter. That's what she does as a profession, man. Are you kidding me? There's brothels in Vegas for that. Go work at a fucking brothel. Don't ruin your husband's life that stuck through you through everything. Okay, that's the man you built a life with before for some reason you got this position. Just ruin your kid's life, ruin your husband's life in pursuit of being a professional. Just go work at a brothel. It seriously saddens me that is okay. It's not okay. It's disgusting. Get her the fuck out of my feed and get her the fuck out of everybody's feed. Nobody talks about it enough because nobody's even talking about her. Nobody cares. This is an industry plant that we actually need to. You look at an industry plant like Tualis. Yes, he's an industry plant. At least he's talented. Sometimes they push people that just have zero talent, bro. What did Block Boy JB ever do? I don't know why I dissed. I don't know why. I don't know why it started. I'm sorry, Block Boy JB. You didn't deserve that. What did he ever do, though? What did Smiley ever do? Thank God Drake didn't actually get that guy to get pushed out. I'm sure you guys know. I hope you guys probably don't know who I'm talking about because he had one song that was big because it had Drake on it. And he's just, do not look up Smiley's music. You don't want to hear that. Serious. The industry pushes out garbage sometimes. But sometimes they push out good people. I hope she sues me for slander or something. Nothing I've said has been false. These are real things that she's done. Her kids don't deserve that. Jesus. Anyways, there is a position in these Chinese dab cart factories. Imagine you tell your mom, yeah, I just got a new job, you know what I mean? Pays, well, they're making like $2 a fucking day over there. I'm really excited about this job. And your mom's like, oh, what is it? I make dab carts. I make fake dab carts for teenagers in America. It's probably actually a prized job because, they're trained to hate us. So they're probably like, yes, we can give them carts that have cancer-causing chemicals in them. Yes. For our country that's starving us. Yes. And keeps us in cages. It does not allow us to own homes. I must serve my country. Anyways, there's a position in these factories where they probably make $1, annually. They probably make a single Chinese yen. What do they even, Chinese yuan? I don't even know what they're called. Chinese yuan? I don't know, bro. All I know is they're probably making like 2 of them every dozen years, man. As a matter of fact, it's probably a baker's dozen. They probably tell them a dozen, but then they make them wait 13 years. They ain't gonna know. They don't. Can't question anybody over there, okay? You start asking questions in China, that'll be your last question. There's a position in the factory where a guy will just sit there and test each individual dab cart, and they sit there and just test them all day. They take thousands of puffs a day. Tell me they don't need some sort of OSHA or something, man. It's like, what is this? I mean, I understand that, yeah, they got to make sure taste is good. So it's like a needed thing. I mean, we don't need vapes, first off. But, I always thought it was a bit sus that, young men are just, sucking and puffing on this stuff. I'm talking about vape pens. Which is an allowed topic, YouTube. Always thought it was a bit sus. It's almost like practice for something. You'd be great on Diddy Island. Yeah, I don't know. What's the safe way to go about that? Maybe that is the safest way. Or, like, just employ a monkey. And I'm talking about an orangutan, okay? Don't want to get it mixed up here. I'm talking about an orangutan, like a gorilla. And employ one of them to just sit there and puff on that? Like, I don't even understand how you would do that safely. Why would you do that to yourself? Popcorn lung is becoming more and more researched as the years go on here, and we're learning more and more about popcorn lung. It's a real thing. When I was 13 years old, I hung out with this girl, and, she was vaping all the time. She had, like, rich parents, so she always had money for vapes, okay? So she always had a vape. You could literally get close to her, okay? And she would breathe, and you would hear a crackle in her lungs at, like, 13 or 14. I can't remember which age. Popcorn lung's real. I've seen popcorn lung. It's not like a fake thing, okay? So they are speed running popcorn lung, the other lung condition. I forgot what it's called. It's like evolved asthma, but it's like COPD. They are speed running these things, and like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just crazy. They need some sort of OSHA or something. But once again, I don't even understand how you would do it safely. Oh, come on, bro. I looked down for a second at the notes, and now I'm eliminated. It's all right. It's all right, because I got that dolphin. Because this stupid dragon's racist to other animal types. This is fish racism. Sorry to cut in here, but I got a couple of tasks for you good boys to do. It's like Among Us right now. Could you guys please like the video? It really helps the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, can you please consider subscribing? Use your hype points on this video. I think it helps. I don't know. I like seeing the number get real big. And also, if you're a big fan, consider becoming a member, but no pressure to do that. Okay, here's a hot topic, fresh off the news press. Recently, Hillary Clinton was at a presidential rally. Somebody asked her about Pokemon Go. And her response was legendary. It was golden, even. She said, and I'm not even making this up, you know what I mean? The woman who is alleged to have cut off face and wore them as masks. Okay, allegedly. Why would a Clinton ever harm a child? They don't do that. They don't do that ever. Anyways, this lady who's been alleged this went up to the podium and said, Pokemon Go. I don't really know what that is, but it'd be awesome if we could get Pokemon to go to the polls. She's got my vote. Democrats in office, baby. Let's kids alive, man. Let's do it. Can we get Pokemon to go to the poll? That was legendary, man. That was Reddit freaking gold. You know, it was said by the woman that allegedly, you know, children and wears their face. This mask. Allegedly. I'm not confirming or denying whether that happened. The Clintons have been known to be very good with children, though. Even though it's like terrible. The whole, like, Bill Clinton thing. Dude, he was not a bad president. Like, he was not a terrible president. I don't have nothing to back that up. Okay, people just say he's a good president. I'm going with it. Because I don't read too much into stuff. But he doesn't seem like... Nobody really has nothing terrible to say about Bill Clinton when it comes to being a president, other than, like, the scandal. Surprise, surprise, he couldn't keep his hands off it. Why was one of the last presidents that was perceived as good? We got free Gaza in the game. They're going to do anything but free Gaza. I guess I can talk about that momentarily here in a second. But why was one of the last presidents that was perceived well? Got to be genuinely one of the human beings on the earth. All of the good presidents in the last, like, 60, 70 years or whatever. I'm not trying to make a 6-7 joke. Jesus Christ. Are just like predators. For real. Like JFK, damn good president. But like, man, give him like 6 or 7 more years of being president. The damn JFK files would have been insane. Like, he was a deviant, man. For real. Anything he could get his hands on, bro. Put some damn lipstick on a monkey. And, you know, if it had blonde hair, it would have been under the desk. Let's just say that. Anyways, he probably would have done what I would have done to, you know, that rabbit from Zootopia. I'm telling you right now, get me in a room with the rabbit from Zootopia. Officer Judy Hopps gonna have to arrest this big chungus. You know what I'm saying? Dude, epic rabbit puns right now. But yeah, that's great. You know, all of our previous good presidents are just, predators. Speaking of another not good doer, why did James Charles, I think he's been permanently canceled now, I would hope. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me, right? Because, you know, they wouldn't want, you know, this gay icon to like kids, which, you know, maybe he does, allegedly, you know. Because he keeps getting out of it. Or he's like begging like 16-year-olds to come to his house or whatever he was doing. Those texts were not good back in the day. How did he keep getting away with it? Like, how did he get away with it like 10 times? Whoa, man, you know what I mean? That's like gay Diddy. How did he get away with it so long, man? That's crazy. That's gay Diddy. Also, what was James Charles covering up? You know, in that one iconic video where his little shirt pops, okay? And he's, like, covering up his man nipples. What are you covering up, bro? And he was pretending like he just got super revealed. What are you covering up, bro? You know, it didn't look bad under that shirt, or what? Hold on, pause on that. I meant, like, you know, he looked tough or whatever, you know, nothing. All I gotta say about the James Charles situation is, why couldn't it have been me? No, I'm not saying that. But for real, if he's still relevant, why is he getting chances? That's gay Diddy.
I've had to move again. The men in Paisley, I've learned, are working for the Rabbitillions. 7-foot bipedal bunny people. They're terrifying, but the cuboid of ancient, luminous wisdom is safe.
Oh yeah, I said I was going to speak about the free Gaza thing, dude. They are not going to let Gaza pick their own government. I don't know. I don't really have much to talk about it, but I don't think Gaza's getting freed anytime soon. As unfortunate as that is. But also I have another update on it, and I'll go ahead and roll that clip now.
Oh shit, do that slow.
So yeah, shocking stuff there. Who would have thought that, director Kash Patel, see up in Valhalla, Kash Patel, would submit like that to Netanyahu? It's just crazy that that's where we're at this point. Netanyahu really holds a lot of power over the government officials, as you could just see. Sure is a shocking day of political news, isn't it, boys? One last thing for you guys before I go, okay? I got a question of the day. Okay, I'm going to have a friend come on, and he's going to ask you guys this question, and let me know what you guys think. Roll the clip.
They say going out with minors is illegal. Now, I don't plan on going out with young girls.
Yep, that's just a lie, bro. That's just a lie.
Because that's against the law. But is it okay if I go out with a West Virginia coal miner?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Is he telling the truth with his first statement? I'm not really concerned about the second part of that. I mean, like the coal miner thing, or I think that's a huge cover-up. But, I guess I can take it a bit serious. It wouldn't be a problem if he went on a date with a West Virginia coal miner. Why would that be a problem? I don't see a problem with that at all. I don't even know why he's asking the question. Maybe it's because, he lives in the South or something his whole life, and they've convinced him that being gay is wrong or whatever, which is not. Okay, and there's no sarcasm. That kind of sounded sarcastic, but there's no sarcasm there. I love gay people. Okay, I don't love, gay Diddy, James Charles, but, that's sad that he's even got to ask that question. Once again, I don't think that's why he's asking the question. I think there is a much more subtle... I think he let loose what he actually meant in the first part of that. But that was it for today. I'm going to finish this race, so I'll do my whole thing at the end of that. Always hate to see a fucking wiggler, man. Whole biome of them, man. Come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyways, we lost the race in a very stupid way. Fishbones completely just ruined my day. I'd like to apologize that it's Mario Kart once again, but I wanted people to click on this video because I want to see the reaction to me kind of putting in little memes, because I always come across funny stuff and I feel like it's like I just want to share it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put that intro in there too. This one's gonna be more like jokey, and I kind of want to see how we feel about it. I think this is going to end up being a very funny video. The support recently has been great, and I really appreciate it. The support on the second channel has been great, dude. We got like 2,000 views on a second channel video in a day. What, man? I've never got that many views. Literally, I got 6 times the normal amount of views in like the first day that I usually do. Usually a video will get like 300 views on there in a day, if even, And this one got like 2,000. So that's very cool. Thank you guys. I'm going to be changing the name on that channel to Lamar372 or something along those lines. The channel name is going to change a little. Be wary of that. We're going to be uploading a lot more over there, so go subscribe to that. I already have like 3 ideas. It's going to be more like serious videos, stuff that is still interesting, and people have been asking me to be a bit more serious sometimes, and I think I'm going to use that as a platform to do that. People seem to like the videos over there. Thank you guys for watching that stuff, and go subscribe to that. Thank you guys. Bye.
I wish when you go into a coffee shop, instead of milk, you can ask for your coffee or for your tea, that's donated by your local bodybuilder. I think that would be great. I mean,